Are you a midlife fitness pro or health coach or wannabe? If you're just getting started, just shifting gears, or you've been at it for years but feel like you haven't really optimized your skills, your talent, your personal brand, then this is definitely for you. I'm joined in this episode with Idea World 2023 Fitness Professional of the Year, Christine Conti. Learn how she decided she was going for this prestigious award and made it happen. Here's how she'd take action if she was forced to start all over again. I'm Deborah Atkinson. You're listening to She Means Fitness Business. It's a division of my business, Voice for Fitness. And at Voice for Fitness, behind the scenes, we all know that you want to be an inspirational example to midlife women yourself. And in order to do that, you and I need profitable health and fitness coaching businesses because money speaks. No matter what, if that makes you uncomfortable, you get to give it all away if you want to. But the problem is often a lack of clients or a lack of charging what transformation value you offer your clients. And that'll make anybody feel uncertain about whether you can succeed. And here I believe that you deserve consistent, dependable revenue from clients you love. I understand exactly how it feels. Listen, at 49, I gutted my life and my business and had to put all the marketing and sales skill tools that I taught for that long to practice myself and say, hey, guess what? These work. And I can. I started at zero and I came to six-figure months. And so can you. I do it in 3 steps. I start by getting you more clients. Number 2, we make sure you're getting a profit by setting the right kind of offers. But number 3, most importantly, is we keep your freedom of time so you can enjoy the prosperity you create. You can book a call, but meanwhile, what I want you to do is to download the Health and Fitness Professional Business Scorecard. You'll see in 2 minutes where do you have gaps in building your business and where can you begin forcing your energy to go right now. So you stop feeling like your dream is slipping away while you watch maybe other less credentialed, less qualified, and less heart-centered fitness, quote-unquote, influencers get more clients and more revenue. And instead, you can start probably dropping about $5,000 more a month into your pocket within the first 90 days. We've seen it happen. So let me introduce to you Christine Conti. She believes in the yes, you can mindset. Christine is an international fitness educator, chronic disease wellness specialist, and the recipient of the Idea World 2023 Fitness Professional of the Year Award. She's the CEO of CONTI, a woman-owned enterprise that offers keynote speaking, chronic disease wellness, mindset coaching, and continuing education for fitness professionals, schools, and private companies. Christine is also a best-selling author, podcast host, co-founder of Reinventing the Woman International, a 3-time IRONMAN, and a guide for Special Olympic athletes. After receiving a life-changing diagnosis at age 30, this former investment banker and English teacher is determined to show the world that anything is possible. So listen, if you're sitting back and you're thinking, I wish I was a fitness professional, an instructor, or a health coach, but I've never even been doing anything close. You just heard her resume. It's not too late. And anything is possible. Let's dive in. And here we are in this double header. Christine Conti, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Deborah. This is so much fun, and I hope our listeners get some really good pieces of advice.
Well, they are definitely going to get a look that they never really get to have because this is like having royalty in the house.
Oh, please.
So seriously, I have one of the most selfless go-givers, I think, with me, but she also recently won the Idea World 2023 Fitness Professional of the Year Award. So I really want to waste no time and dive right into that. What, number one, was that like to set as a goal? And then what was it like to win?
So in being a part-time and then full-time as a, I guess, fitness professional for the last 20 something years, I looked at these people that were winning these awards and thinking, wow, they made it, right? Like this means that they have arrived. And, as I look back now and all of these people that I thought, I held as role models, as just people that were, just holy, right? Holier than thou in the fitness industry, right? I would say. And I started, getting closer and closer to them. Like, oh, I would go to their sessions, and I would go to their workshops, and then kind of befriended a lot of them, and then started presenting and realizing that a lot of these people, number one, were amazing, were very smart, and have a lot of experience and a lot of influence. And I realized that a lot of these people were starting to become my peers. And that gave me this, kind of planted the seed of, I wonder if one day what it would be like if I could be that. And I think I was always told that, fitness wasn't really a career, right? It was more like, oh, you have your job and then you teach classes or train or what, unless you own a gym and have a program. So I started to realize, once I realized my niche was, chronic conditions and whatnot, I started looking at, how do I get a bigger voice? And I'd started a podcast and wrote the book and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what? I've been presenting at these things. I said, you know what? Maybe I have a chance. And the more I got into writing courses and just full time, how do I get a bigger voice and help more people? I was nominated and had applied for, someone nominated me and I had applied for it. And they had told me, this was 2 years ago, they had said, you are one of the 3 finalists. And I almost fell off my chair. I'm like, me? Are you sure? The girl who was, the investment banker, who then was an English teacher professor, like who I've been in fitness with my own side businesses for 20 years, but like, I'm not like this person who's like, and it started to dawn on me that, you know what, I am that person. And damn it, like I deserve to be here. I deserve to have a voice. And all of the hard work that I've done over the past, maybe I wasn't in full time for ever, but the last 6 years, I have elbowed my way into the industry and put myself in the room and written the articles and done the speaking and, kind of, I almost think of like put in the time and met the right people and listened and took notes and was coached and, was told I was bad at this and fired from this. And I took it in and decided, I remember I was told, you didn't win this year, Christine, but, we would love for you to be there. And I remember it was Kia Williams who won the year before me. And I know her. And I was like, damn, she's doing amazing things. And I said, how cool is it that someone that is in chronic disease, like I'm not the step touching aerobics girl anymore. And Kia was all about inclusivity and diversity. And I'm like, this is really cool. Fitness is a lot more than just working out. In order to win these awards, you have to be doing all of it, not just teaching classes. What is it that you're doing to change the world, to make the world more healthy? And I thought, this is me. This is me. And this award would give me a bigger voice. So I said to Kia, and I don't think that I've said this on anything before, but so Kia won the award and I knew she was going to win and I gave her a hug and I was so pumped that I could be there for her as a friend and as a colleague. And I said, Kia, I am so proud of you. I said, I can't wait for next year when you hand that award to me.
Wow. Yeah.
See,
yeah.
You could ask Kia, you could ask her, because I knew at that point my eyes were set. And even if I didn't win, I said it, I spoke it.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that I wanted to continue working and making a bigger difference than I did the year before, than the year before. And if I won, great. But if not, I knew that I was putting myself out there and doing what I could for the bigger picture. And I have to say that I'm so unbelievably honored and excited that someone like me, who is in the niche of chronic disease wellness, in a world where that demographic needs more attention and deserves more attention, both physically and mentally, to be appreciated, that, was just floored me.
Okay, I love that. So back to like you really expressing that vision of this is going to be, I mean, that's into placebo effect, it's in the power of meditation. Did you rehearse that over and over to yourself this past year with an emotion tied to it as well?
Yeah. I mean, I always think of like, I write things. It's very funny because when I was writing my book, I had all over my office, like big, gigantic sheets of paper. You know, like those big sticky notes that you can get that are gigantic.
I'm staring at 8 of them on my
Okay.
office wall right
So
now. Yes.
I'm in good company. We understand each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had them all over my office. It looked like if you walked into that movie of A Beautiful Mind, it
Yeah.
looked like a crazy person's office, right?
Yeah.
But I always do it. And I actually have something, like I have a little piece of paper on here right now, but it'll give me like deadlines, projects, and dates, and I have things to check off. And I would write, I had one of them up on my wall that was one of, it was like application due. You're going to hear by this time. And then I put it on my calendar, like I'm going. So I just kind of put it out there. And I had no worry. I had no like, oh my God, what if I win? What if I don't win? It was just it's a very matter of fact. Like, I've been working very hard. If someone else comes along and they're a better candidate, then so be it. But I believe it's me. I believe it's my turn to have a voice for this demographic that truly needs it. And I really had no other focus.
Very cool. So love that. All right. And what is it? So you mentioned this that, doing this, getting the visibility now gives you opportunities that you otherwise wouldn't have had. What is it that you'll use that platform for? What's most important to you? You've spoken into that a little bit, and to all of these listeners, you're going to have to go and listen to yesterday's podcast with Christine at Flipping 50 because that'll give you a little bit more insight. But what's the use and the benefit of having this platform for you?
Well, first of all, let's talk about how when I got home from
Mm-hmm.
winning this award, it was still like, Mom, I need to be driven here. I'm like picking up garbage. I'm washing the clothes. I'm washing dishes. Like, let's just say that Cinderella returns to her castle of these evil sisters. So
They
they're
didn't get the memo, huh?
right. No one got the memo. What's fascinating is that it's again, it's something that I think you have to take it upon yourself. You're not going to walk around with your award. You're not going to walk around just telling people. And for people in the fitness industry, it's a super big deal. For other people, it means nothing. So I think that's important to really humble yourself and say, okay, I am going to take it upon myself to put this on my resume and to let people know that maybe different podcasts you want to be on, or writing articles, or social media, to make sure that when you do reach out to someone, to say, listen, this is kind of a big deal, and here's my predecessors, and to reach out to the people that have won this in the past. And I had a couple people that I spoke with, even right around the time of the award, and they gave me a lot of advice. I really truly believe that everyone needs some sort of coach or mentor or role model, whether it be, paid coaching a little bit, and also people. But I have to say, Mo Hagan was someone who said to me, here's some things that you need to do in preparation. Set press releases, do this with your email, this and this and this, so that things go out to papers, so that people do start saying your name a little bit more. Todd Durkin is another one. It's like, what do we do with publicists, or, what happens when people ask you certain questions? So I think that connecting with, Irene McCormick, some former winners of the awards was really important. And I think it comes upon yourself to say, who's in my circle? Who do I know that thinks that this is kind of a big deal, or who knows? And reaching out to those people and saying, hey, how can I help you? Like that, honestly, that's the biggest thing that I have learned in the past 6 years, is being someone who is giving, leading with the giver mindset, as opposed to, hey, I want to be on your show, and I want you to give me money for this. And it's how can I help you? Hey, I just won this award. I've got a lot of eyes on me right now. How can I help grow your listeners, Deborah? How can I help bring more people to your programs based on all of the speaking that I might do, or opportunities? That's what it comes down to, I believe.
That was so good. How can I help you? Not 3 little words, but a very powerful 4 little words. Love it. All right. I'm going to ask you to just do a little pivot. And that is this: any advice to health fitness pros who feel like right now they have so much to give? They are heart centered. If they are here and they're tuning in, they are seeking bettering themselves through education. They probably have the connection of the education, certification, and credibility, as well as the heart, but they're not getting out there. They're not finding it easy to be seen, to be heard. What would you do if right now it were all taken away and you were starting over?
If I was starting over, well, it's funny because my, being the fact that my Instagram was hacked like a week ago,
Ew.
and I was like, oh, okay. That's another issue. But number one is that if you're starting over, it's not about being fearful. It's not about saying, oh my gosh, my life is over, right? It's about saying, okay, this is exciting. I have the opportunity to do big things, but I have to start small, and I need to be patient. Patience is everything. If you sit down and you make a calendar and you say, this is what I am going to accomplish today, not this week, not this month, not this year, today, write it down. Cross the things off your list that you do, so that you go to bed at night saying, look at all the things that I did. Not, oh my gosh, I didn't get to this, I didn't get to that. Nope. Celebrate what you do. For fitness professionals, you need, I can't say this enough, you need to get out there. If you want to present more, if you want more clients, if you want to lead certain programs, go to conferences, meet people in person. Showing up is one of the most important things that you could do. Be in the room. You cannot make advances in your career, in your clients, if you're not putting yourself out there. Period. The end. I knew that I had, idea, that award kind of was in the back of my mind, right? So this past year, where can I put myself that's going to give me the most exposure? If I'm going to spend money on marketing, and marketing could be going to a conference. I don't know if many people know this, but for those of us that are fitness professionals, it's not about going to conferences and taking all of the courses anymore, all the classes. It's about setting up meetings with people that you want to talk to, that may be, really good at something you want to do. I would make sure to seek people out in conferences that maybe I had an email with. Maybe I emailed because I had gotten in touch with them over social media. Follow their social media. See what they are doing. The people that you want to emulate, the people that are speaking, that have programs, what are they doing? Get close to them. It wasn't by accident that I just fell into presenting at IDEA, right? It was years of, wow, that person's like I love what they're doing. They're fascinating. Their information is great. How did they do it? Research what they did, then befriend them and maybe take a course with them, maybe hire them as a coach and have them work with you. But more and more, Deborah, I see people coming out and, oh, I've got this new program, and they invest all this money into, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into, bringing it to a conference or whatnot. And that's it. There's no, how do I get more clients? How do I get more people to take my courses? And it's really, it's consistency. It takes time. And what makes you different? And I hate to say that this is where my tough love comes in, Deborah, but what makes you different than somebody else? What is it? Really ask yourself this. What makes you stand out? Because at the end of the day, you have to have something that someone else does not. And people don't just buy tissues, they buy Kleenex. What is your story? And I'm going to leave you at that, because people don't just buy products. They don't just take a certain class or whatnot. They buy the story behind it. That is the secret. If I'm giving you the secret sauce, listen up, write it down. That's what it is. What's your story? Once you can get your story out there, people will remember you. Not your little course or your class. They'll remember you, and you are your brand.
Beautifully said. What a great way to wrap up. Christine Conti, again, congratulations on winning the award. And thank you for the great example that you've given everyone in the health and fitness industry. Where is the best place for our listeners to connect with you?
All right, everyone. It is Conti, CONTI, fit.com is the best one. So my last name is Conti, fit.com. All the information is there about me and the books and the podcasts and all that fun stuff. 2fitcrazies.com, anywhere you podcast. rtwtribe.com is my women's international group. And then, of course, I'm on all the social media, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams. That don't worry, we're safe now. The TikToks, but I would love to see you. So if you have any questions, I always say, I'm an open book. No one is too busy to answer an email. So Deborah, thank you so much for having me, and thank you again.
You are welcome. It's a joy. And so everybody, if you are at all interested in triathlon and or sport, and I think there's nobody who would ever tune into the Ironman World Championships who wouldn't get hooked for the exact reason you just said. It's a story. They do a really good job, and they tell personal stories behind the scenes of why people got there, why on earth they've spent so much time, money, and energy to be there and to have that moment. And we want to watch you behind the scenes as well. So exciting. And we're going to leave the link to yesterday's podcast episode in show notes today, which will be at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/midlife fitness pro. And what are you waiting for? The world needs us right now more than ever.
Amen.